Imagine the bedrock of a nation's economy. The titans, the innovators, the employers that define its global power. Now, imagine them shifting. Not just expanding, but rethinking their very commitment to the American landscape. We've always believed the U.S. was the ultimate magnet for corporate giants, the undisputed land of opportunity. But what if that belief is being quietly, irrevocably challenged? What if the very companies that fuel our jobs, shape our communities, and represent our economic might are making decisions right now that will redefine America's future? Today, we're not just discussing numbers. We're asking a vital, unsettling question. Are the giants leaving? And if so, what does it mean for your job, your economy, and the very foundation of the American dream? This is Giants Leaving the USA. Why major corporations are shifting operations, investments, and focus away from American soil. The reasons are complex, the implications profound. Let's uncover this powerful trend. First, let's be clear about what we mean by giants leaving the USA. This is rarely a dramatic, wholesale abandonment of American operations. The U.S. remains the world's largest economy, a massive consumer market, and a hub for innovation. So, when we talk about companies leaving, we're usually referring to more subtle, yet strategically significant, shifts. Manufacturing relocation. This is often the most visible shift, where production facilities are moved from the U.S. to other countries to leverage lower labor costs, closer proximity to raw materials, or more favorable trade agreements. Investment diversification. While not directly leaving, companies might significantly increase their investments in R&D, manufacturing, or new markets outside the U.S., effectively reducing the relative importance of their American operations in their global portfolio. Tax inversion. Historically in the past, some companies legally re-domiciled their headquarters to countries with lower corporate tax rates, even if most of their operations remained in the U.S. While less common now due to stricter U.S. anti-inversion rules, it highlights the influence of fiscal policy. Offshoring/nearshoring services. Moving customer service centers, back-office operations, or even certain R&D functions to countries with lower operational costs or specialized talent pools. Supply chain re-engineering. Companies are actively seeking to de-risk their supply chains, reducing over-reliance on any single country, including the U.S., by diversifying manufacturing and sourcing globally. Global market focus. As international markets, particularly in Asia and emerging economies, grow rapidly, some companies are naturally shifting more of their strategic focus and investment to these regions to capture new growth. While no major corporation is entirely leaving the U.S. market, many have made significant, strategic decisions to expand their footprint, shift production, or domicile their operations elsewhere due to the drivers we've discussed. General Motors, GM, the global manufacturing realignment. GM, an iconic American automotive giant, has been on a decades-long journey of global manufacturing realignment. While the U.S. remains critical for high-value assembly and R&D, GM's strategy has been to produce vehicles where they are sold and where costs are most competitive. Mexico. GM has substantial manufacturing operations in Mexico, building vehicles for both the North American market and for export. This allows GM to leverage lower labor costs and favorable trade agreements, like the USMCA, to remain competitive against international rivals. China. China is GM's largest single market by sales volume, and the company has invested heavily in local production facilities and joint ventures there to produce vehicles for the vast Chinese consumer base. This is less about leaving the U.S. and more about aggressively capturing growth in the world's largest auto market. Electric vehicle transition. As GM shifts to EVs, it's making significant investments in battery and EV manufacturing both in the U.S., driven by government incentives, and globally to build supply chains closer to key materials and markets. The key is global diversification, not singular U.S. focus. Ford Motor Company. Global platforms, global production. Similar to GM, Ford has pursued a strategy of global vehicle platforms and production to achieve economies of scale and better serve diverse markets. Mexico and Canada. Ford has a significant manufacturing footprint in Mexico and Canada, producing popular models like the Ford Bronco and some electric vehicles. These North American operations are crucial for cost efficiency and regional supply chains. Europe and Asia. Ford has also been reorganizing its operations in Europe and Asia, often rationalizing production or focusing on specific vehicle segments, e.g., commercial vehicles and EVs in Europe. Investments in new EV plants in places like Germany are key to their European strategy. Focus on profitability. Ford has shown a willingness to exit less profitable segments or markets globally to focus resources on areas of higher growth and profitability, which sometimes means consolidating production outside the U.S. for specific models. Intel, the global chip fab race. Intel, the American semiconductor giant, is central to the U.S. tech economy. However, the nature of chip manufacturing demands massive, global investments. Global foundries. Intel has major fabrication plants, fabs, not only in the U.S., Oregon, Arizona, New Mexico, but also significant and growing operations in Ireland, Israel, and potentially Germany. Geopolitical strategy. The global chip shortage and geopolitical tensions, e.g., U.S.-China, have highlighted the need for semiconductor independence and diversification. Countries worldwide are offering massive subsidies, like the CHIPS Act in the U.S. or similar acts in the EU, to attract chip manufacturing. Intel's investments in Europe and Asia are partly a response to these incentives and the need for a globally resilient supply chain. This is not about leaving the U.S. but about expanding massively abroad to serve a global industry and secure supply chains. Apple. Supply chain diversification and global manufacturing. Apple, while headquartered in California, has a complex global supply chain that is increasingly diversifying away from an over-reliance on China, which impacts its U.S. manufacturing footprint. China's dominance. For decades, Apple's primary manufacturing hub has been China, leveraging its vast labor pool and efficient supply chain ecosystem. Diversification to India and Vietnam. Driven by geopolitical tensions, U.S.-China, trade concerns, and the desire for supply chain resilience, Apple has been actively shifting some iPhone and AirPods production to India and Vietnam. This reduces its sole reliance on China and offers alternative production hubs. Limited U.S. manufacturing. While Apple invests in some U.S. manufacturing, e.g., Mac Pro assembly, specific components, the vast majority of its high-volume product assembly remains overseas. The trend of diversification means that while the U.S. remains key for design and R&D, manufacturing presence is expanding more rapidly elsewhere. Some pharmaceutical companies, e.g., from inversions. While tax inversions are less common post-2017, some pharmaceutical giants historically engaged in this practice. For instance, Medtronic, a major medical device company headquartered in the U.S., completed an inversion to Ireland in 2015. While a large portion of its operations remained in the U.S., its legal domicile shifted, influencing where some profits are booked. These moves were driven by the significant difference in corporate tax rates at the time, making operations more fiscally efficient outside the U.S. While not a physical leaving, it's a symbolic and financial shift. Certain tech operations, e.g., data centers, specialized R&D. Major tech companies like Google, Amazon, AWS, and Meta are continuously expanding their global data center footprints. While they maintain vast operations in the U.S., the drivers for building new data centers abroad include data sovereignty. Many countries require data generated by their citizens to be stored within their borders, e.g., GDPR in Europe, necessitating local data centers. Proximity to users, lower latency and faster service delivery for international users. Energy costs. Access to cheaper or more abundant renewable energy sources in other regions can be a significant factor for energy-intensive data centers. Specialized R&D hubs. Companies may establish R&D centers in countries with strong academic programs in specific fields, e.g., AI research in Canada or the UK, specialized engineering in Eastern Europe, to tap into diverse talent pools. This isn't leaving the U.S., but strategically diversifying where innovation happens. Certain sectors of the U.S. economy are inherently more susceptible to companies shifting operations abroad. 1. High-volume manufacturing. Industries that rely heavily on manual labor and mass production, such as textiles, basic electronics assembly, and some automotive components, have historically been the most prone to offshoring due to significantly lower labor costs in countries like Vietnam, Bangladesh, and Mexico. Even with automation, the upfront capital investment combined with global labor differences can make U.S. production less competitive for certain goods. 2. Basic service operations, e.g., call centers, back-office processing, customer service, data entry, and other routine back-office functions have long been offshored to countries like India, the Philippines, and Eastern Europe, where labor costs are much lower and English proficiency is high. This trend continues, impacting communities that once relied on these jobs. 3. Industries with high environmental compliance costs. Sectors with stringent environmental regulations and high compliance costs in the U.S. might explore moving production to countries with more lenient regulations, though this often comes with reputational risks. 4. Industries seeking specific talent or market access. While the U.S. has deep talent, some companies might establish R&D or specialized production facilities abroad to access unique skill sets or to be closer to rapidly growing niche markets that are not yet mature in the U.S. Impact on the U.S. Job losses. The most direct and painful impact is the loss of jobs, particularly in manufacturing and service sectors, leading to economic hardship for affected communities and often requiring significant retraining efforts. Erosion of manufacturing base. A decline in domestic manufacturing can weaken the overall industrial base, making the U.S. more reliant on foreign supply chains for critical goods, which was starkly revealed during the pandemic. Loss of innovation. Potential. If R&D and high-value production increasingly move abroad, there's a risk of the U.S. losing its edge in certain technological advancements. Reduced tax revenue. Fewer jobs and less economic activity mean a reduced tax base for federal, state, and local governments, impacting public services and infrastructure funding. Geopolitical vulnerability. Over-reliance on foreign supply chains for critical goods, e.g., pharmaceuticals, rare earth minerals, semiconductors, creates national security vulnerabilities, leading to ongoing debates about reshoring and economic nationalism. The narrative of giants leaving the USA is complex, driven by a constant tension between the forces of globalization and the growing push for domestic resilience. On one hand, the drivers for companies to expand or shift operations overseas, lower costs, market access, specialized talent, remain powerful. The world is increasingly interconnected, and companies operate on a global scale, optimizing their footprint for efficiency and growth. On the other hand, there's a significant countertrend, reshoring, driven by supply chain resilience, the lessons learned from the pandemic about fragile global supply chains. National security, governments actively encouraging or incentivizing the return of critical manufacturing, e.g., semiconductors, medical supplies, to domestic soil. Automation, as factories become more automated, the relative importance of cheap labor diminishes, making U.S. production more competitive for certain advanced manufacturing. Made in America, demand, consumer and political preference for domestically produced goods.